And Kevin Smith has the first game at $100. We'll set up for game 2. Same 2 decks of cards. These are the next cards off the top of the deck. Kevin, question to you. We asked 100 married women, if you received a dozen roses, but there was no card to tell you who had sent them, would you assume they were from your husband or from another man? How many women said they would assume the roses were from another man?
Oh, that'd definitely be a low number. I'd like women expect it from their husbands, just pulling a little trick on them to make them feel good. I know I've done it. Let's see. I'll say
you're a romantic
20.
at heart, Kevin. You say 20. 20 would assume the roses were from another man, Robin.
I'd have to say lower.
Lower than that, even.
Lower. I mean, who else would send him roses? I mean, most American women just stay with the...
Okay, we'll find out. The actual number of married women who would assume the roses were from another man rather than their husband is 24. Not lower. Kevin. Kevin, your base card for this game is a king.
Lower, Jim, lower.
Lower than a king, yes, with a 3.
Higher.
Higher than a 3, it is another king.
Lower, Jim, it's
Lower
lower.
than a king. Oh, no, and you lose all 3 cards back to the base card. Robin, a free chance to play a king, your own king. Lower than a king. Another king. Those cards were crazy. Janice will fill in the spaces, and no one advanced. Robin, the question to you. We asked 100 16-year-old boys, if you could be a 16-year-old girl for one day, would you want to? How many 16-year-old boys would want to be a girl for a day?
Oh, I don't think too many. Not too many at all. At that age, they're just starting to run after girls, but I don't think they'd want to be a girl yet. I'll have to say, what was the...
How many would want to be a girl for a day? How many 16-year-olds would want to try being a girl for a day?
I'd have to say that's going to be low. I'd say maybe 15.
15 would want to try being a girl for a day, Kevin.
I know, well, she said that they're just starting to run after girls. I know better than that. You start running after girls when you're about 6. So, I'm going to say a little bit higher than that.
Higher?
A little higher.
The actual number of 16-year-old boys who would want to be a 16-year-old girl for a day is 34. It's higher, Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want that king?
Yes, I want the king. I'll go lower.
Lower than a king? Yes,
All
a
right.
5.
Higher.
Risking that one and this one higher. It is a 6.
All right. I'm going to freeze on that, Jim.
This time they'll freeze. We move over the freeze bar, and now we can't take those cards away from you. Kevin, we pulled 100 women executives. These are all women who are vice presidents of corporations, and asked them, would you rather be complimented on your brains or your beauty? How many women executives said they would rather be complimented on their brains?
Oh, since they're in a position like that, I think that's what, how they got there was because of their brains. So I'd say it's going to be 63.
63 would rather be complimented on their brains.
I have to say higher. If they're in that position, I'm going to have to say higher.
Even higher.
Higher.
The actual number of women executives who would rather be complimented on their brains is 84. Yes, very much higher. Robin, you're looking at a king.
Jim, I'm going to have to say lower.
Lower than the king. It is a queen. Yes.
I'm going to go on and say lower.
Lower than a queen. Yes, a 3. We stay. Higher than a 3. It is a 6. Now.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to go all the way. And I'm going to say higher.
She's going to risk it. If this is higher, she's tied up the match. If not, you're going to lose them all. Higher? No! It's a 5. That's the chance you take, losing all 4 cards back to the base card. With a 6, Kevin, call this.
Okay, I'm going to have to say higher.
Higher than a 6. Yes, a 7. Freezing, needing 1 card for the championship. We'll fill in the spaces. And we are at sudden death. Someone has to win with this play of the cards. Robin, we asked 100 married women, if you could afford it, would you like to have a live-in maid? How many married women said they would like to have a live-in maid?
Well, that depends on if they're a housewife or not. So let me see.
These are all married women.
These are all married women. It depends on if they work then. I'm going to have to say around 50. It'd be half and half.
50 would like to have a live-in maid, Kevin.
Okay. Since this is just married women, and a lot of women work nowadays, I'm going to say higher because of the fact that women do work a lot more.
Say higher. The actual number of married women who would like to have a live-in maid is 42. It's not higher. No. That was surprisingly low, but I suspect the key to that was the word live-in. Maybe a lot of people don't want someone in the house. It is sudden death, and Robin, you have an interesting situation. You need all 4 cards to win. Kevin needs only 1. Your decision. Play it or pass it.
Jim, I'm going to have to play it. I'm going to have to play it.
If you turn them all over, you've tied up the match. If you make one mistake, we have a new champion. With a king, call this.
Lower.
Lower than a king. It is. It's an 8.
Okay, I got to say higher.
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 Higher than an 8? Yes, another king.
Okay, lower. Oh, God.
Lower than a king. It is a 9.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, Jim, I'm going to say lower.
Lower to tie up the match. Lower. It is. She did it with 4 cards. We are tied. Wow. Let's set up for the tiebreaker. Great comeback for the champion. Each player with 1 game and $100, and the tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there and 3 questions here. Question to you, Kevin. We asked 100 married men. Would you work in the same place as your wife if she were your boss? How many married men said yes, they would?
Oh, my. I think that's going to have to be low because, like at home, the husband always likes to be the boss, and I think the same thing would be at work. I'm going to have to say 27.
27 would work in the same place as their wife if she were the boss. Robin?
Would you repeat the question,
Yes,
please?
indeed. Would you work in the 100 married men? Would you work in the same place as your wife if she were your boss? How many married men said yes?
I'm going to have to say that's lower. Lower than 27. I don't know any man that would want to do that.
The actual number of married men who would work in the same place as their wife if she were their boss is 41. It's not lower. Kevin. Kevin, your base card is a king. Lower than a king. It is a 4.
Higher.
For the championship higher. Yes, he did it. Congratulations, Kevin. Robin, you're a fine champion. You're leaving us with $3,800. Robin Fistic, thank you. Kevin, if you got any strength left, come on down here. Congratulations. We're going to let Kevin calm down here a little bit. He's going for the big money right after this commercial message.
For every job, there's a hard way. Or there's the Dremel way. The Dremel rotary tool with right angle attachment. Suddenly, nothing seems out of reach. For every problem, there's a Dremel solution.
It's the little things that make Christmas, Christmas. And at Walgreens, you'll find all those things. Like this GE cordless phone for just $19.99. Get a $5 rebate on a Bell South two-way communicator. The Protégé Personal Organizer, $19.99. A VCR Copilot, $29.99. And get a free Disney ornament when you buy any of these Energizer batteries. Walgreens, making Christmas merrier.
The Maglite flashlight, American-made. To be brighter, tougher, more dependable. The Maglite is a work of art that works. A Maglite flashlight is the brilliant gift idea for any occasion.
Seinfeld's Soup Nazi, inside the deal that launched his career. Next Celebrity Justice. From TV to movies, the no-name actor who's made it big. You'll be amazed to find out just how much he was paid for the role that changed his life. Then, The Man Show, Busted, an actor who says he was betrayed and humiliated by the show's producers. Now he takes the stand, but could he be in for a surprise? CJ, the show everyone's talking about. Famous faces, famous cases. Next Celebrity Justice. Tonight at 11 Eastern on WGN.
Kevin Smith, our serviceman from Schofield Barracks in Hawaii. Got some people rooting you on now, Kevin. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Step up there, Kevin. It's all up to you now. Kevin, you won $200 in the game. Yours to keep with a brand new deck of cards all shuffled and cut. We're going to give you new money to play with, starting on the bottom line with $200. Bet that as you will with those 3 cards. Move up to the second level. We'll give you $200 more of betting money and 3 more cards. Your minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet where you must bet at least half the money. A lot of money up there, but you know that. We're ready. $200. Come on, Kevin. As in the game, you start on the bottom level with a choice of 2 base cards. Remember, you can change your base card when you move up to the second level, and you can change your base card before the big bet. Right now, we are starting with a 9. Do you want it?
I'll change that. I'll change it.
You must play this one, Kevin. I hope it's a good change. No, it's an 8. You're
Okay,
hard. Right
I
up
will
the
bet
middle.
$50 that the next card is lower.
Minimum bet, trying to buy a better card. $50 lower than an 8. Oh, it's a king. Not too bad for $50 to get a better card, a king.
Okay, I will take all of it that it is lower.
$150 lower than a king. Yes, with a 9. $300 and again a middle card.
$50 that it is lower.
$50 lower than a 9. Oh, it's an ace, but a good trade again. It didn't cost you much to get it. Up goes the ace. The other $200 of betting money. You got
lower. It has to be lower. All of it that is
$450 bet that this is lower than an ace, and it's very much lower. 900 and a 3.
All of it that it is higher. All of it.
$900, the whole thing higher than a 3. Yes, a 10. $1,800.
Okay, I'm going to bet $100 that it is lower.
$100.
$100. I don't like 10s.
Lower than a 10. It's kind of a middle card that might be a good bet. Let's see if we can get a 2. That's a 5. You got the $100 and $1,900. As the 5 goes up, do you want to play that 5 or change it for the big bet?
I'm just going to try my luck and change it.
Changing the 5 to a queen. Now, Kevin, you must bet at least $950. You can bet more. You have $1,900. What's your big bet?
I'm going to go for $1,000. No, $1,500 that it is lower. $1,500.
$1,500 bet. Lower than a queen. And yes, a jack! Kevin, where'd he go? Come on down here. I saw that face card. I got scared. Good.
Oh, they helped out so much.
Kevin is $3,600 richer. We're going to try to make a little money for the house. Don't go away.
Oh, I don't believe this. What?
Well, look what she's using to clean that window.
Windex. Ain't that what they're supposed to use? Well, yeah, if you want a clean window. Ah, look at him, huh? He's got that other stuff nice and streaky. Oh, come on. Windex even cleans what the other stuff leaves behind. So, a bird could get hurt flying into a window like that. Come on, where we going? There's a new car on Elm Street.
The difference is clear. For a streak-free shine every time, Windex is best on glass. S.C. Johnson Family Company.
See it? Do it.
With Hold Tight Finishing Spray from the reinvented line of Salon Selector. Go wild.